Okay, so hey guys, in this video we're going to be building a responsive navigational bar. So this is how it looks. We have some other states here. We have a nice looking button, and the nice thing about it is that is responsive. So as we go down to smaller viewports, we get to the viewport of a phone, we can toggle this nice little menu. So as we go down, and this is still has those other states, and this is what we're going to be building in this project. So if you're interested in this project, the first thing you should do is that you should subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that, so make sure you do that. That will be really awesome. So thank you if you have already done that, and don't forget to like as well. So let's get started with the project right away. First of all, it's really easy. This video is not going to be more than 15 minutes probably. Let's see. So first of all, this, you can see that there are two images showing. Those are literally two images, as you can see here, and you can download them from the web, or I might leave them in the description down below if you are not able to get them. So let's get started right quickly. So first of all, I'm just gonna clean this, and let's start again. Let's clean this and start again. So now we are back to a blank page. So what we're going to do first, okay, in the document tab, it's always nice to title your project, even though it doesn't mean anything right now, but I like to title responsive navigation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a navbar. Inside this navbar, I'm going to have a tag of brand. So this is our like where the logo is supposed to be, but we don't have any logo, so I just used something else. But if you did have a logo, you could put a logo here. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to put the image. So icon menu first of all. And the other one, we're not actually going to put it, we're going to be dynamically controlling it with JavaScript. Then we're having a URL, then inside that an li. So home, copy, paste, about, copy, paste, contact, copy, paste, and team. So what we're going to do lastly is that we're going to have a button, and this is not going to be inside of anything that says sign up or login. And like that, we are done with the HTML. Though we're going to be coming back to write the JavaScript, but we're done with the HTML. So we're linking into the CSS, and one thing you should always do in case, you can just give it body background red to see, okay, is this properly linked. So we don't have to do that. So what we're actually going to do is that the first thing that I'm going to do is that the font that this guy gives me, the browser gives me, I hate it, so I'm going to say font family system dash UI. Margin 0. Okay. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to target the nav. The nav, we're going to give it a display of flex, put it in a flex container. Flexbox is not really complicated, and it's just really easy. It's just a way to align and center. So we're going to give it align items center, justify content space around. So align item center, okay, see, align item center is centered on the y-axis. So if I remove this, you can see this goes up here. It is not centered in the y-axis. So save. Then we're going to give it a background color of black and a color. This is quite looking like a mess right now. Don't know what you're probably thinking, but it's gonna look good in a minute. So what we also need to give display flex, because flexbox keep things in a row. As you can see, these are in a row. We need to give this and put this in a row as well. So display flex, we need to remove the style, that dot list style type none, and as you always know, we also like to do align and center. As you can see, if we hover the text cursor is text, but we're going to put a cursor pointer to make it pointer cursor. Then the LIs themselves, let's just give them some breathing space by giving them margin right 10 pixels. this. That's looking a lot more better now. So we're gonna target the brand. The brand, we're gonna give it a color of FFF white. We're gonna give it text decoration none, and the brand colon hover. So when it is hovered, you want to give it a color of red. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the menu. So the menu, normally we don't want to show it when it's not for mobile, so we give it a display of more. And did we get okay? Wow, we didn't give it a class of menu. Sorry, my bad. Menu. So now the menu is gone. Next thing that we're gonna do now is that I think we should style the button. Yeah, button is gonna need some style. Let's style the button. So the button, we're gonna remove the border. Sorry, we're gonna remove the border. Wait. Is this recording? Okay, it is. So the first thing that we're gonna do is that we're gonna remove the border, padding 10 pixels, 15 pixels. Now the reason why I asked if I just said if it's recording just now is because I've recorded like many videos where it wasn't actually recorded. So I just want to make sure I really press record. So what we're going to do, we're going to give the button a color of RGB 113, 113, 158, and 255. Then the next thing is to give it a color of white, a font family, system dash UI because that font didn't apply to it, and and what we're going to do is we're going to give it a border radius because that's what was missing. Border radius, we're going to give it 20 pixels. Nice. But let's increase the width. I didn't quite like the width before, so 250 pixels. And this one wasn't made on the original. Oh, that's too much. 150, 120. Maybe we could bump up the padding up here a bit. 10, 20. Now I think we're just mutating the button, so let's just leave it the way it was before. So let's shift this to the left a little bit. We could use margin, by the way. We just say margin left 20 pixels. That's okay, but I used position relative, but I'm just going to take that out because I don't want to complicate things. So okay, moving on. So what I'm going to do now, we're pretty much done for the desktop view. What I'm going to do is for the responsive view, which is the what's it called, the mobile view. So we're going to use a media query, and essentially what a media query does is that it just puts it's just like saying that these sets of styles will only apply when the device viewport is less than this amount of pixels. If we put mean width, it will mean when it's above the set. So if it was mean width to be, I guess, max width. So what I'm going to do is add the UL. So let's just simulate that. If we draw this closer, you can see it's getting cramped, and mobile users are not going like this. Is not even a mobile, it's a tablet. A mobile phone is way smaller than that. Position really absolute. Anyhow, we're still going to use it. So what position absolute does is that it takes it out of the normal document flow, in the sense that it grabs it away from its position and it allows us to place it anywhere in the screen. And this absolute positioning is relative to the body. And let's continue. So we're going to give it flex direction colon. So normally it was in a row fashion, but now it's going to be vertical. Top 100 pixels. So this is only possible because we gave it a position of absolute and we're not taking it out of that normal document flow. So what we're going to do, color of black so we can see it, a width of 80%, a padding of 20 pixels, a box shadow. So box shadow is quite a complicated property. For the sake of this tutorial, just copy it. I'm not going to explain this. What it's doing essentially is that it is just like, it is just giving it like, how do I explain it? It's just giving it like a drop down shadow at, and these are the coordinates of the shadow or something like that. Or rather, these two are the coordinates, and why this one are for the, for how the shadow is gonna like appear. So the li, we're gonna give the li a padding of 20 pixels. Now you can see that it's looking way better now. Okay, let's see what we have to do. Well, we might be almost done. So this navbar, I'm not quite liking it. So in this set of styles, when it's less than, let's just give the navbar some padding, or rather give the brand some padding so that it would make the navbar look big. 20 pixels. Nice. Then we can even make the font size large, extra large. Okay, I think extra large is too much. Yeah, so that's that for that. And the menu now, so what we want to do to the menu is our menu display block. Okay, now we have the menu there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to define a dot show class. So show display flex, and the reason why we're going to do show is that we're going to give this a display of none. We're going to take it off, and when we're going to click it, we're going to use JavaScript to dynamically show it. So let's come here. I'm going to come and write the JavaScript. I told you we were going to come back to the HTML script. Okay, so the JavaScript is just really like a few lines of code. It's not really that much, so let's just get started with it. So first of all, we're going to get the menu element. Go to document selector dot menu. Okay, because we are putting dot menu because it's a class, remember. So we're going to select ul and say equal to document dot query selector. So we're going to say menu dot add event listener. So what add event? So we're just gonna listen for when that menu is clicked. What we want to do, this is a function that says what we want to do. So what do you want to do when that button is clicked? So you want to say ul dot class list dot toggle. I'm going to toggle the show. So let's check it. It should be working now. Boom, 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 boom. So what toggle does is that it adds the class of show, and remember that show is given it a display of flex, which was originally what the UI was. So it's changing it back there and is removing it. So it's putting it, removing it, putting it, removing it. You can open the browser DevTools to check and inspect it, but it is not yet finished because this guy needs to change. And the way that we're going to do is we're going to check if ul.classList.value is not equal to empty string. So what this is saying essentially that if the ul, because by default if you check the ul when there's no class, it's going to return this empty string. So if there's nothing, what it means that this button hasn't been clicked. And if this button hasn't been clicked, we want to change the image to the image. So we're going to say menu.set attributes. We're going to set the source, which is this guy right over here. We're going to set the source to equal dot slash icon dash menu dash close dot svg, and you can see that is right over here. And we're going to do else, so which is the direct opposite. And what we're just going to do is that we're going to reset it back. Okay, dot remove the close, set it back. So let's see that in action. Boom, boom. So now it's working. So what it happens that the first time it checks if it's nothing, it's just going to put that close. Okay, so let me explain the sequence of events. We click it. Immediately as it clicks it, it adds the class of show. It adds that class of show, right? So since it adds the class of show, The class list, when we now check, it has that show class, so it's not going to be empty string again. So therefore this doesn't run, therefore this runs. Then when we click it again, as we click it again, that toggle is now going to remove the show class. When it removes the show class, it is now empty. It's not an empty string. Then it's going okay, wait, I think I mistake there, so let me explain it again. So when we click on it, it's going to check, it's going to add the class of show. So we're going to say if it's not equal to it, so because it's not equal to it, it's going to show this, and this is not going to run. So when we now click it again and it's now equal to it, it's now going to show this, which is this. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If you stayed up to this point, you are a